stream today. Just imagine being so pathetic that you're willing to name drop some large streamer who did you wrong by breaking up with you or cheating on you so you can get fake internet points. Does it make you a better streamer and get you income? No. People are just gonna be like, why does she have 25,000 followers?
Anomaly found.
What did she do? She's so boring. Oh, she destroyed someone's life for internet points? Okay. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't do that for rape. If a guy is a fucking rapist, like, bury him in the ground. I don't give a fuck. You rape someone, you have lost your human rights. The moment you take away another person's choice to be penetrated by a penis or anything, a bottle, as that one kid did behind a dumpster to an incapacitated drunk girl, you don't deserve anything, in my opinion. But if you cheat on a girl, that is not the same thing. If a guy says that, they would get crucified. I know. I know. That's why I'm saying it. I can say it. I'm saying it for my male friends. I have... vast majority of my friends are boys. They're boys. I'm fear for all of them right now. I hate it, and I'm so scared for all my man friends because all it takes is one angry girl on the internet. One angry girl. You don't even need proof. You don't need any proof. That is what I'm learning. Literally, the most common comment I'm seeing on Twitter is, I don't know you, but I believe you. Okay, you fucking sociopath. It's just crazy how fast Twitter jumps on shit. And then when guys try to defend themselves, people still attack them. Like, I've seen a couple guys defend themselves with clear evidence, and people are like, fuck you, rapist. I winked at you once. Are we okay? Waifu pillows, really. I was vindicating court, cost me thousands, but guilty until proven innocent. Dude, that is... I'm so fucking sorry you went through that. I, honest to God, think you need to share your story. Like, hard. Because it's not just boys that this... It's not just girls that's happening. Obviously, it happens to women on a massive scale in the gaming industry, but it does happen to men. We can't discount the very legitimate treatment of women in gaming. Not at all. And I absolutely do not discount that. And that's why I'm pissed off about the fake shit, because the fake shit buries the real stuff, and then we're not seeing it. I know. Eliza's awesome. She's pretty fucking dope, Cat. It's got me thinking over every interaction I've had with my female friends. I'm thinking, have I ever said something inappropriate to someone? Millions of times. I'm fucking queen of inappropriate. Queen of inappropriate.
System survey concluded.
Nah, Stajan. And there's like, and that's what I was talking in stream the other day. I was like, you know, there's a way that we all can have fun with each other and not, I don't know. I don't know anymore. Can we even? I don't know if we can anymore. Maybe we can't. I don't know. I don't know anymore. Maybe we really can't have fun. Maybe that's dumb. Maybe I'm ignorant for thinking we can all still have fun with each other. Where's my science chip? Oh, he's way the fuck down there. Okay. It still goes on. She still sends me threats from prison mail. How is she allowed to send you prison mail? And not penetrate each other's bodies or spirits without consent. Abso-fucking-lutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. I think that this is a teachable moment, and people saying that what is and is not okay needs to be made clear. Yes, I think it's a huge teaching moment to make boundaries very clear. I mean, I've read some of these stories where women say, I mean, literally the words are, you're crossing my boundaries. And the other person keeps going. And I just can't. It's just wild. The world is wild. Prisoners can send mail. They're all threats of lawsuits. Wow. That, Reneus, that is... Am I saying your name right? Reneus? I hope I'm saying your name right. That is wonderful.
Did you take your joy today?
I did. Everyone take your joy.
And I guarantee your day will go as
You know,
smooth as
Evil,
velvet.
I had a gun, and I used to tell people in my stream, I have a gun. Do not stalk me. Do not come to my home. Do not talk to anyone in my family. Leave me alone. It was terrible that I had to do that. and fucking uncomfortable. A former colleague of mine pulled a coworker aside and pointed out that her underwear was riding up. She was popping a whale tail while working on some tech under a table in a room full of people. The phrase he said was, "Your unmentionables are showing when you do that," and he said it to her quietly. She filed for harassment and he was fired. What? Oh my God. Yeah, Linuxion, this is true, which is disgusting. That's disgusting. No means no. A boundary is a boundary. We all agree on that, right? Oh. People are gross. I forgot to get a beverage.
Construction project concluded.
I don't own any guns anymore because I moved. But I'm a firm believer in gun rights. I don't think I know making things illegal doesn't make them go away. Just saying. That's not how you solve a problem. I just had a rifle.
System survey concluded.
It was a hunting rifle. I don't even remember what it was. Under my bed. I'm not saying that our rate of murder wouldn't go down. I'm saying it won't go away. All of the people that have shot up schools obtained their guns illegally. Not legally. No one had legal guns. Yeah, I'm not saying it wouldn't help. Like, it obviously would help. I think firm background checks. If you've ever had a felony or anything like that, no guns for you. If you are determined unstable by the government in any way, shape, or form, or have a mental disease of some kind, probably no guns. Like, things like that. But like, I think people should be allowed to have any guns they want to go shoot animals for hunting. I grew up hunting. I grew up, I tell this story. I know it's like personal experience. And people are always like, you can't summarize personal experience, which I totally believe. But I grew up in a town where we were required, it was in school, you took gun safety in 2nd grade, 6th grade, 8th grade, and your junior year of high school. You had to take gun safety every like 2 years. It was just part of school because everybody had hunting rifles. Every single household had guns in it because it's a huge hunting community. And so I grew up around that, and I was never scared of anybody. I was never scared of any of the guns. My high school, I know this nobody ever believes me because everybody grew up in this horrible gun period where everybody had like gun or metal detectors at their school. My school was the type of school where the guys would go hunting before school, and if they shot something, they would bring it to school with their rifle in the back of their truck. And if they had shop class that day, the shop teacher would help them string it up and gut it and skin it out back the school and teach them about it. And he was also the guy that administered gun safety. We all just were raised with an innate respect for guns. It's meant for hunting. Are you out shooting an animal to eat it? Then you probably shouldn't be fucking around with a gun. Are you shooting a target to get better at shooting animals? Probably shouldn't. I mean, that's what it was. So I just didn't even know. And then as I got older, obviously these shootings started becoming more prevalent. And I was just like, the concept of shooting things to kill the person was so foreign to me. Yeah, I firmly believe even if you have no interest in guns, it should be a thing in school. Violent felony, writing bad check in some states. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. Yeah, this is a very controversial subject, and I understand that. What animals do you shoot with a handgun or an AK-47? I know. You know, Stronlin, this is a story I tell about handguns. Some people like handguns and like bazookas and AKs and whatever. I'm cool with it if it's at a range. I have no problem with people shooting range things at a gun range, you know, locking it up in a firm locker, going to the gun range, getting it out, shooting targets, blowing up. I don't care. That's fine. My dad used to have a handgun. He had a handgun for a while. And when his excuse was it wasn't for safety. He doesn't believe in that. It was to finish off a deer. So a lot of the time when you go hunting, if you don't get a good shot, the deer is just suffering. You shot it in the leg. It's limping through the woods. And my dad, he's such a wonderful redneck. He's a bleeding heart. So he will never leave a deer in the woods to be mangled by coyotes alive. He just won't. He's been out in the woods before until 2 a.m. tracking a deer he shot poorly to find it and end its life and take it home. And he doesn't even care about the meat. He just wants to end its life. My stepdad's a wonderful person. Anyways, he had the handgun for a while and then he got rid of it. And we were like, why'd you get rid of it? I'm like, I don't fucking need a handgun to put the deer out of its misery. And he uses a knife and slits its throat. And it's so much quicker and so much less violent. And now you don't have a weapon of murder in your house. I don't know. There's no other use for a handgun unless you're shooting it at ranges. I don't understand the purpose. My dad's extremely empathetic. Oh, Jackie, my stepdad, 9 times out of 10, if he goes hunting, he doesn't bring home anything because he just wants to watch the deer. My dad is the type, he spent more money buying himself a really nice camera so he could take picture of elk and deer outside. He spent more money on the camera than the gun. Like, he's still a hunter. He loves to go hunting and stuff, but he's like that hunter that just loves nature and animals. He's a wonderful person. The USA just needs to understand the value of human life. I don't think they don't understand the value of human life. I don't think that's it. I lived in Baltimore for a long time and I worked at Johns Hopkins, which is a level 1 trauma center for anything except burns. We have a separate burn unit down the street. And so I saw so many every day there's a mass shooting in Baltimore. You just don't hear about it because it's black people and no one wants to hear about black people shooting black people. P.S. Black Lives Matter. This is a problem. This is a huge problem. The fact that none of you know Baltimore is being shot up every night is a huge problem. Black Lives Matter. Just FYI, we are raising money. It's down there at the bottom of the screen. Thank you guys so much for helping out with that. And I don't know. I've talked to so many people who have guns and shoot people regularly. Like, I've talked to so many criminals off the streets of Baltimore because they've been my patients. And it's a culture to them of survival because they are raised from day one. Protect yourself before someone else shoots you. You live outside Baltimore? Yeah. I mean, it's pretty Charm City, right? Motherfucking Charm City, dude. It's terrible. The amount of bullets I saw in little boys is just astronomical. If someone breaks into my house, just take everything. I don't care. Don't touch my dogs. Don't touch me. Don't touch Zach. You can take everything. It's just stuff. Rob me blind. I don't care. I have insurance. Just don't fucking kill me. Like, I think I do follow the tweet of God, yeah. Baltimore represent. It's about killing before being killed. It's a defensive. They're like animals. It's a predatory prey thing. It's an animalistic instinct they have. Because there's just, I had a patient one time. He was 14 and a cop shot him in the back because he saw the kid in the kid's own yard, his stoop, and the kid had a joint in his pocket. And the cop went, stop, wait. And the kid turned around to walk in his house and the cop shot him in the back. A 14-year-old boy, black boy, because he had like less than a gram in his pocket. The fuck, all the time, Jackie, all the time. That's Baltimore. Like, and the cops have that sense too because everybody has guns. I shit you not. Since there's Baltimore people here, you guys will know. You'll remember this. This was like, it was right after all the riots. They created the city created a team of police. It was young black males on this team, and their job was to go out, be relatable to the kids, make the cops seem relatable again so people can come to them if they need help as opposed to trying to deal with issues on their own, i.e. shooting each other. And they were supposed to help get firearms off the streets because Baltimore has so many firearms on the streets. And after those riots, and still to today, so many opiates on the streets from the pharmacies. People were rioting and breaking into pharmacies and stealing drugs, and that shit's still on the streets today. And so they made this team to try to go out and help the city. What these guys did is literally they would walk into the person's house, open the safe, steal half the money, half the guns, close the safe, turn on their cam, reopen the safe, record everything. This is what's in the safe, blah, blah, blah. And arrest the guys and then say, all right, we'll sell you back what we took if you want it. And if they didn't want it, they'd take the guns to the next guy and sell them to him. My nose itches so bad, I'm dying. It is so bad. And so it became, now it's this culture of like, if you can't trust the young black cops that were hired to be relatable, who the fuck are you trusting? You know? Who the fuck are you gonna trust? I didn't trust any of the cops. They're assholes. Half the times the cops would just shove someone out the door in the ER and we'd have to go out and get them. But they're overworked, underpaid. There's not enough cops in the city because the city's so fucking poor. Like, I get why they're stressed. It's no excuse for how they act and murdering people as they do, but color has nothing to do with character. Yeah, it's... Yeah. The hell? Yeah. The pharmacist? Oh, it's terrible. As a European, I can't really understand the reality you're speaking about, but we have some abuse, but it's so mild in comparison to these. It's unreal how desensitized America has become. Has become to violence. I mean, it's very normal to hear gunshots outside in Baltimore every night. We had where Johns Hopkins was. Johns Hopkins, bless them. They built their hospital on Murder Hill. Not even shitting you. That's what it's called because it's so impoverished. And what Johns Hopkins has been doing, it's been buying up the property and gentrifying the area. But there's this one street behind Hopkins. Oh, Continental or I think it started with a C. I can't remember. Fuck. Carolina Street. Right behind Hopkins. And it's literally like the slums. Like it's itty bitty mini like houses that are smaller than this room. But they house 6 children and 1 woman. Because all the crackhead moms are out being prostitutes or whatever they have to do to survive. And you could literally be like looking out the windows of some of the ICUs and watch shootings. And we'd have the cop radio on, the CBC, whatever. And you could hear them being like, there is a body being dragged across Carolina. Looks like they are trying to go to the ER. And we had just watched it. It is horrible. And it all started with that fucking war on drugs. Baltimore was not that bad. Like, it's just terrible. No, I want to study it. Oops, sorry, Millie. Yeah, don't move to Baltimore if you don't live there. It's not I mean, Maryland's beautiful. The people of Baltimore are beautiful. I've never known some of the kindest people I've ever met in my entire life are born and bred in Baltimore. Like a Baltimorean will bleed for you. They hurt together. Like that city is unified. And they all fucking just hurt all the time. It's terrible. Oh, I know, Noble. Yeah. It's just like, I mean, it's just like a wild, the cities are fucked. That's where it all is. Like if you go, when you go to the country in the US, it's a lot calmer and people are a lot more real. When I worked at a tiny hospital, the doctors gave a fuck about their patients. They remembered their patients' names. They would come in on their days off just to check on a patient. Then I worked at Hopkins. How's room 7 doing? You mean Mr. Johnson? I'm just using a name, by the way. I'm just inserting. Yeah, room 7, whoever the fuck's in there. You mean Mr. Johnson? Room 7, whatever. And then the doctor walks in. Hello, ma'am. How are you? It's Mr. Johnson. Like, so impersonal because those doctors have hundreds of patients they have to see every day and they're not sleeping. They work like 78-hour shifts. It's just insanity. And I went from one to the other. Like, it's just, the city is with city. The problem was with cities. And I don't understand what's happening in the world that our cities are so fucked up. Like, is it too many people in one area? Person, it's like what I was talking about on Monday. Look at the patient. You know how many times someone has literally referred to that patient as a her because they just never looked at their fucking face? Look at the patient. Like, it just becomes not a human thing anymore. Not enough space. I think anytime you crowd way too many people together, you're gonna end up with problems. I honest to God think that. I think it's too many people in one spot is just not right. I don't think humans are meant to live in these psychotic bee colonies. If we were meant to live like that, we would give birth to 50 puppies at a time. We are meant to be small clans, you know? What's the word? Like not a herd, a pack. You're meant to be a small pack, your family. You know, your family. We don't massively breed because we're not supposed to live that way. You notice how diseases are the highest in the cities, like New York? New York literally had an island of bodies because they did not have a morgue big enough to handle all the death from COVID. It's cities, they're dirty. Tribe, yeah, like a tribe, exactly. Small communities that are spread out, I think, is the healthiest way to live. Gulag, gulag. What the fuck is a motherfucker? How are you doing, TLK? I'm gonna make a colony ship.
We have made
Oh, ew! Greetings from the Canthari Confederation. Chancellor Ufin Uvi Havfin is our elected representative, but in truth, all citizens have a voice in our government. We strive to better ourselves through technology, a desire we hope you will respect. We greet you as one, Canthari. So kill zombies, we talked about that. Someone asked what my opinion is of the blackout tomorrow. I have a responsibility to the show gone tomorrow. So I will not, no matter what, I won't be 100% gone, no pun intended, from Twitch tomorrow. It feels to me the way when the Black Rights movement first came up, the We Can't Breathe movement, when people were all like, I'm gonna black out my feed with big black squares. I feel like tomorrow should be a day for survivors to tell their stories and talk about the warning signs in bad relationships, the warning signs in rapists, share their story of strength and survival so other people can have the strength of survival. I think it should be that, because I know financially they're trying to attack the CEO, but I'm sorry, one day of not streaming and you guarantee it's going to be like 10% of streamers black out tomorrow. It won't be that many because people make a living and have responsibilities. It's not going to touch the CEO at all. It's going to hurt all of the people like me, all the people my age. They might revoke my sub money. I didn't even think about that until right now. They could just remove subs. They could just remove subscriptions. They don't have to pay me anything. I don't do anything for them. I don't advertise for them. I feel like silence is why we have problems. But that's my personal opinion. I don't know. I'm gonna play it by ear. Yeah, no, you're fine. Absolutely. No streaming just seems like silencing survivors. That's what it sounds like. Hey, survivors who stream on Twitch, go be quiet for a whole day. That'll sure hit the CEO. Ike Wolf, thank you so much for 42 fucking months, dude. You're amazing. Thank you for that resub. How are you? Do you guys see what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna start my stream tomorrow and go, I was raped. Let's fucking talk about the signs of rape that you might be able to see in your children and how your children are acting and how maybe you can discover something's going on. Because a lot of people who have children who are raped or molested and they have no idea, and that child suddenly is gothic and cutting themselves and the parents just think it's hormones. I feel like, yeah, one blackout day ain't gonna touch Bezos. He probably doesn't even fucking know what's happening right now in Twitterverse. We're just a stock. But I mean, I hope if I'm wrong that someone would tell me I'm wrong. Stajan has already said I should probably not stream tomorrow, and I appreciate your opinion. I don't quite know what I personally will do yet. Killian, I think it's more than that. I think he makes like 8.9 million a minute. I used to say it every time someone subbed me with a Twitch Prime. I was like, take that $5 from Bezos. He makes all this money. I don't know. I haven't checked it recently. Nost, Asian, I appreciate your take. Don't ever feel judged. No, I encourage you guys to speak your mind here. The world is censored. I'm not the only one that doesn't get to be censored here, guys. Just don't be a racist piece of shit in my chat. Something on my eyeball. Why not spend the day educated, bringing this shit into light, people who knows, and give insight? Yeah, listening to other people's stories. Having people be strong. I have many people who have come out to me with their stories. I would very much welcome them on my stream if they wanted to talk about their stories. Just like on the Black Lives Matter, when everybody was posting black squares, I was like, why don't we talk about racism? The reason we have problems is people stop talking about it and sweep it under a carpet. Literally, Killian. Yeah, it's the Smaug. I live and work with criminals in my neighborhood, and I believe they are still good folks. Did you ever associate with bad folks when acting as a nurse? Absolutely, and I don't believe there are bad people. Yes. I don't believe there are bad humans. I think people are created, and it's horrible, and I hate to say it, but abusers are usually abused. Like 99.9% of the time, an abuser was themselves abused. They are a victim. And I firmly believe everyone deserves forgiveness and a second chance. Now, if you're a serial rapist, it's different. But people who cheat on their significant others or have an ugly relationship or whatever, people are absolutely molded by their surroundings, their environment, their parents. There's no such thing as an evil human. Humans can do very evil things. Yes. Very evil, horrible. We are capable of horrific acts of evil that are incomprehensible. They are so evil. But does that make us unforgivable? And does that mean we should condemn them to a life of being despised forever and ever and ever? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if there's an answer to that. I don't know if I want to be the person to answer that. I don't think I am the person to answer that. I'm not the right person to answer that. I don't know. But I don't think it's... Silence is why we have problems. Do you guys see that? Exactly. I don't believe you can use that. I don't believe you can use it as a crutch. Well, I touch kids because my daddy touched me. No, go fuck yourself. No, that's not an excuse. Like, yes, horrible things were done to you, and that is terrible. And I feel for that. But you just did it to another person who is now going to grow up and maybe be an offender. You have circled the cycle. Like, if you touch kids, I think you should just become a eunuch, to be honest. Take away all the genitals and give them a pill that makes them non-sexual. I don't know. I get real upset about that shit. Never forget. No. You still made a choice. Everybody makes a choice, exactly. The mob scares me, yes. Remember I said I was bullied? My bully's brother regularly beat him with a gold club. It's called transferred aggression. You can see the behavior all the time in cats when they're aggravated by something and take it on a small object or small animal or object. Absolutely. It's all a cycle. It's terrible. Yeah. How is the Slurg Empire? We're doing okay. I was actually just about to take a break. We're about halfway through our cast, unless I just want to go longer because I'm playing this game and I'm obsessed with it and I love it so much. But I just have to pee so bad. There was an episode of The Good Doctor where a guy tried to get castrated because he knew he couldn't control himself. There's actually that's a very real thing, Feisty. They do have a drug you can take. If you know you have a problem, if you know you are attracted to children, you can take a drug that kills all libido. And there is a group of men, they call themselves unicorns or something like that, and some of them actually get completely castrated, and they do this because they know it. That's why if you've got an abusive family, the youngest is often the scapegoat. That aggression rolls down to the person least able to fight back. Yeah. Pee right back. I love that so much. Hades update. I still need to play that game. All right. Pee right back. Let me get you guys some music. You never know. Country's chill as heck. Dude, there's some good country out there. Like, there's this shitty pop country that is not what I listen to. I listen to, like, if you've ever heard the White Buffalo, he's great. I listen to like Southern Gothic kind of country.